Hey, what's going on, guys? Jason Lore here with Jason Lore Photography and Films, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast series, Real Talks with Filmmakers. So, today's episode is going to be episode 8, where we're going to be talking about characters. So, there's a lot to talk about characters as far as like character development or just, character creations and how you can create your own characters. Now, um, it's actually a lot difficult than it is because, when you're trying to think of, the main character of like, what kind of person they are, there's a lot more to it. You're thinking, oh yeah, he's a strong guy or she's a strong woman or someone who's scared or someone who's shy. But then how is it that you not just only describe, but also play out that character in your screenplay when you don't really know too much about what a shy person is, because it's more than just not wanting to talk to people, but there's also a reasoning behind it. And now the goal is developing this character from going from a shy guy to a absolute bundle of joy and the center of attention. So but let's go ahead and start with character creations. For me, when I write my screenplays, when it comes to creating characters, I usually get my inspirations from the people that I meet. It could be people that I meet during my travels, at school, at work, or even at home or at parties or events. And I like to people watch a lot. And that's where I learn about the good, the bad, the ugly, the awkward, the short temper, the patient, and the understanding. And that's where, when I write a story, I first look at my characters, the main character, the villain, the sidekicks, the allies, the love interest. And for me, as I go, I would always think, this person would make a great character in my story. And so it's very, I want to say, natural for a writer to do that. Just, idea for a story or, idea for a character. And just later on, when you're writing that script, it's like, there's my character. This is the, main character's characteristics. This is what the allies are going to be like, the minions, the villain. And so it's just from meeting people, basically. And, it will come back to you, believe you me. And sometimes, like, it's just so interesting how like people tend to forget that a lot of the characters that they create are from indeed from people that they've met or shared an experience with. So, that's one way of creating a character. Another one is just basically, from talking to people. This is going back to my previous episode, which is about, socializing. Is when you talk to different people, you come to learn what type of person they are, and, the more you talk and interact with them, the more you'll come to understand that this is how an angry person's supposed to be. This is how autistic person is like, and this is how a very humble person is like. And that's how you not only observed, a person, but now how you understand why they act a certain way. And so that's how, creating a character also comes to being, other than just observing and meeting them, but also interacting with them. To now, when you're writing the story, it's all natural because you already experience it with observing and interacting with the person. Now, with that being said, how do we develop the character? And that's very important with with storytelling or screenwriting. Is like, just you have a character or characters, what's the development? How do they grow? How do they go from being the shy guy to the center of attention? How do they go from zero to hero? And even for like the allies, it's like even they have their own flaws to where they overcome it and help other people, like the main character, or heck, even the villain, right? There's always redemption arcs for the villain too, if you choose to. It's like, there was something that happened to the villain to where he or she decided to go that dark path, but they can also be redeemed as well. And so, by developing those characters and, helping them see the errors of their ways, or, you know, coming to, accept their flaws and learning from it, it's like that's what will make your characters very interesting. And you know what? It's so crazy too, because, this is something that you would probably only see in the movies, but, you know, a lot of people in real life have these flaws and they have found ways of overcoming them, after going down such a dark path, or after just being so down for so long. It's like they found ways of getting back on their feet and fighting the good fight. And a lot of that can be inspirations to characters too, not just creating the character, but developing them. So, again, like it just kind of goes in full circle when you think about it, how just meeting people, interacting with them, and then just, seeing how they turn their lives around by like, no, sorry, after like going through such a terrible, terrible, experience. So that's why a lot of people can relate to these characters, is because it's either someone that they know in real life or somebody that they've, know, encountered in real life. So that's just one of the great reasons why, socializing and also, just talking with people, you come to not only learn, but also, breathe life into these characters in a story. Because stories, as well as like characters, they're all over the place. And there's a whole different characters that we encounter every day. It's just sometimes we just don't realize, that there's a story behind each of these characters that we meet in real life.